Okay, so we basically follow my game with okay, so this is my game with Motilet, and Luke actually did something which I had rejected during the game. During my game, I thought this was not that easy to play, but probably today, after seeing it from the other side, I have to admit that it's not easy for white either. So, I castle. Now there are many moves, e5 or something, but what Luke did, of course, is one critical way. The main point is if black can sort of half consolidate, then white is almost lost because the pawn difference. So I have to get at least one back, and luckily with this I managed to do that. I think the only thing that black should not do here is this, which he correctly avoided, because I go here, and now he's losing this knight. If he goes queen b6, sorry, queen c7, then it's very important I have to play this move. If I go knight b6, he plays rook b8, and it's not immediately obvious how I have to. I mean, his next move is bishop e8. It looks very passive, but I'm not getting anywhere. So it seems paradoxical, but in fact I have to help him develop his rook. It comes here. This, for instance, doesn't help because I take, and if he takes with the bishop, then knight b6 and rook b1, and that knight has no squares. If knight c6, then knight b6, rook b8, rook b1, and now he has to do something like knight e5, which is again not very pleasant. I suspect after queen c6, black hasn't really resolved anything if I just go rook f d1, for instance. I have also moves like queen f2 suddenly with the same idea. I'm sure this is not really going to work out for black. But no, I think Luke reacted correctly. And now, in fact, because it's only 2 pawns, and because I have a passed pawn here, I think white is not running any risk. I suspect neither is black if he's a little bit patient. A1, knight b7, and now, okay, I just want to protect this knight, so I go queen d4. That gives me some possibilities like rook e2 or rook. In fact, if black simply waits here, I didn't see how I can make any progress. He did this, which is fine. And it's only here that he makes a blunder. Already he was running short of time though, so because when you're playing black, probably you're worried about the some kingside attack or something, but I couldn't really make anything work. I think we concluded if queen b7, then I was seriously thinking about repeating moves. So I don't see that either side can make much progress. It's not easy for black to make progress also, but he has a lot of pawns. But after this, he simply fell into the first trap, which is rook d6. Suddenly, black's position is quite unpleasant because I have knight b4. But in fact, it seems that black too has a lot of resources. That's a correct move. I went here. This knight takes e6. Now it's quite nice. It seems that king f7 is a mistake, and the reason is the bishop and king. So I'll go knight c7, he goes rook c8, I go knight b5, and suddenly I'm threatening rook takes d7, followed by knight d6. So I think we decided in the end that surprisingly a move like rook b8 is sort of okay for black, because even if I get this pawn, black comes in, and it's suddenly very awkward to make progress. And I mean, I've now achieved almost all I wanted. I have now a clean pass pawn and so on, but it still has to run the gauntlet. So, I mean, I suspect black will still be okay, but already I have options like coming back and bringing the knight to b5 or something. So okay, clearly white is one very important pawn. But we went here, and now it's trickier because I think he has to go rook c8 anyway. I go knight d5, and again here I think this is worth a try. But he went rook a5, and I have this move after which I think black cannot save himself. Okay, if knight b4 he has knight c5, so I just had to find one precise move, which is c5. And even more important than the fact that my pawn is advancing is that I'm depriving him some very key squares. So he went bishop b7. So I have to go rook c1. And now knight b4 is a very strong threat, knight c6. It turns out that any bishop move allows knight d4 with the idea of let's say bishop takes b7, then knight e2 check. Again, it's possible I can win a piece and come down to something, but there's simply no need for getting into this sort of mess. Knight c7. And it's very difficult for black to actually do anything about this knight. If for instance a3, then I come here, and if a2, then I have bishop c4 check takes a2. But okay, he was already in down to seconds. So he went here and after check and rook d1. I won, or rook ups. Yeah, he resigned.
Okay. I have one question. There was something about your resignation in Topolov that it was supposed to be premature. How do you feel about it yourself now?
No, I mean premature it's not. After knight d3, I think it won't even be more than half an hour because e6 is collapsing, and no, I don't think that's premature. No, first of all, I underestimated the position of f5, but I think simply I made 4 moves which are just very bad. One is to go queen d5. In fact, I should go for my ideal setup right away, which is to put the rook on d5 and the queen floating in the side. Maybe white's better, but at least I don't have to resign. And so on. I played like 5 blunders, and that was it. And I resigned with very clear conscience.
Okay, thank you. How do you evaluate your chances at this point? I mean the same.
Chances in the form. That's a...
I mean,
do I have any? I play, but I'm still going to play game from game. I think it's nothing to think about really.
Coming from mine, at least in recent times, it's not been, you haven't had to do that.
Okay, no, first of all, there's a 1.5 point gap, so I'll turn up tomorrow and see. Which gets better, but I'm not really thinking in terms of the tournament. I just want to play a good game.
You won the tournament lots of times, and now going slightly worse, perhaps, than your normal courses. What's the difference this year, do you think? What's the reason, maybe?
Well, I'd rather not get into postmortems yet. Okay, clearly it's a disaster this year, but okay, I don't want to start analyzing it yet. I still have 4 games, and I'll try to do something there.
Yes. Good luck.
Okay, thanks. Good luck.